Hello, 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 ladies, and welcome to our last and final day of 5 days of purpose. And if you have not been watching with us and you just stumbled across this video, you are in for a treat. I truly recommend that you go back and watch videos numbers 1 through 4 because they are very powerful and they're very impactful. But today we're going to be talking about stepping into your purpose and doing something with what you've been given. Okay, and it's going to be very, very powerful. So we made it to day number 5, the last and final day. And I need you to hear me. This is not just another video. This is a moment, a decision point, because you can listen to truth for 5 days and still go back to the same life, the same patterns, the same fear, the same excuses. But today, I am asking you to choose, not emotion, not motivation, a decision. Because over the last few days, you've heard you were created on purpose. You were not meant to do life alone. You have been shaped and developed, and there is a cost for ignoring your calling. So today, we are not talking about potential anymore. We are talking about action, because at some point, you have to stop listening and start moving. And I want to say this very gently to you. God is not just trying to inspire you. He is trying to interrupt you. He is trying to shake you and wake you up and say, come alive in the name of Jesus. You see, there is a powerful truth from the book. Now, if you've been following along with us, there's a powerful truth from the book, from The Purpose-Driven Life. And that truth says, by Rick Warren. So if you're looking for the book, it's called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. And it says, your mission gives your life meaning. You see, when you start to step into your calling, your life has a new set of meanings, because it's no longer just about you, but you're connected to this body that God has created. You're connected to this greater purpose. You see, your purpose is interconnected with somebody else's purpose who's interconnected with that purpose. And there's this greater thing that's happening that you're a part of. Another truth from The Purpose-Driven Life is that you were not put on earth to be remembered. Everybody wants to be remembered, right? But you weren't put on earth to be remembered on this earth. You were put here to prepare yourself for eternity. And that means that what you do with your life matters. It's not just about getting saved and going to heaven, but what you do on this earth matters to your eternity. What you do with your gifts matters. What you do with your calling matters. And God does not just give you purpose. He expects you to do something with it. And I want you to think about this. If God trusted you with what you're carrying, then there is something in you, something on you, something assigned to you that heaven expects to multiply. Now, let's go even deeper. Some of what you've been given is not just a gift. It's not just having a beautiful singing voice. No, I'm just kidding. It's not having eloquent words, but it's a testimony. It's a story. It's surviving through some horrific things. It's a comeback story. It's a God kept me kind of life. And I need you to hear this. God does not waste pain. I'm going to say that again, because I know this for a fact. God does not waste pain. He redeems it. He repurposes it. And he takes what tried to break you and he turns it into what builds somebody else. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 says, God works all things together for the good of those who love him. All things. All things. Let that settle in. All things. He works all things. Not just the things that are kind of bad. All right. But even those horrific things, even the betrayal, even the divorce, even the season that we don't want to talk about. We all got some of those. Even the mistakes, even the loss, even the years that you felt like you wasted. And I want to remind you of something else. Psalms chapter 56, verse 8 says, you keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book. So if God collected your tears, that means that your pain was never ignored. It was witnessed. It was counted. It was held. And God will take your setbacks. We need a piano player. God will take your setbacks and use them for your good, but also for somebody else's breakthrough. Are you hearing me? He will take your setbacks and use them for your good. Your good, not just for everybody else to benefit. Because sometimes we're like, okay, Lord, I'll be the sacrifice for people to be blessed. But God will use it also for other people outside of you, but it starts with you. So today I'm not here to just hype you up and get you excited. Go after your purpose. I'm here to help you face you. Because the enemy is not just attacking your future. He's convincing you to delay it. And delayed obedience still costs you. And I'm going to say something very strong, okay? So bear with me. If you went through something and God brought you out, how dare you keep that to yourself? I'm going to say that again. If you went through something, and I know I can say this because I've been there. If you went through something and God brought you out the other side, how dare you keep it to yourself? How dare you? How dare you keep it to yourself? Not in a prideful way, but in a purposeful way. You need to tell your testimony. You need to step into your calling because somebody is praying for the very strength that you carry. Somebody is asking God for hope, and your life is the receipt. Now, I want to read something to you in Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. Okay, so bear with me. This is a parable. And Jesus was talking to the masses, and he told this story. And it says, and I want you to really listen because this is about responsibility. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. And he called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. Then he left on his trip. And the servant who had received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver went to work and earned 2 more bags. But the servant who received 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, the master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, "Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more." The master was full of praise. "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I earned 2 more." The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." Then the servant with 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you are a harsh man, so I was afraid that I would lose your money. So I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back." But the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops and I did not plant, why did you not deposit my money in the bank? At least I would have gotten some interest on it." Then he ordered, "Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what I have given, even more will be given. But from those who do nothing, even the little that they have will be taken away." Ooh, let that sit for a second. Let's talk about this, because this is not just a story about money. This is a story about stewardship. It's a story about responsibility. You see, each person was given different amounts, different capacities, but the expectation was the same. Do something with it. And what separated each of them was not talent. It was not education. It was not connections. It was action. See, the first 2 servants did not wait until they felt ready. They went to work. They moved while they were still afraid. They moved while they were still learning. They moved while it was still a little bit messy. And I need you to hear this. Faith is not a feeling. Faith is a movement. Faith is obedience. Faith is saying, "God, I don't know every step, but I will take the next one." And for some of you, your talent is not just what you can do. Your talent is what you survived. Your talent is the wisdom you gained in the valley. That was for me. Your talent is the compassion you carry because you know what it feels like. And God is saying, do not bury that. Do not hide that. Do not be ashamed of what I redeemed. So I need to lovingly ask you this. Which one are you? Are you the one who is moving and trying and taking action even if it's messy? Or are you the one who is hiding under fear, I'm not ready. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have support. I don't know enough. I don't want to embarrass myself. I need more confirmation. I need one more sign. I want to say this with love. Okay? Sometimes the sign was the thing stirring in you. Sometimes the confirmation was the conviction. Sometimes the green light was the fact that you cannot stay the same. Because the third servant, he did not lose it. He did not waste it. He simply did nothing. You see, he thought he was doing a good job. I mean, he dug a hole, he kept it, he made sure it didn't get lost. But see, that was actually the biggest problem. I need you to catch this. He returned it. He returned what was given to him, unscathed, untouched. And he remembered, and he basically took that money, and he remembered that this guy is a harsh master, so I don't want to be on the wrong side of this. So I'm going to return it unchanged. And some of you, this might hurt a little. Some of you are returning your life to God unchanged. Same mindset, same cycles, same fear, same smallness. And you keep calling it patience, but you're really hiding. And I'm going to say it again. If God healed you, if God restored you, if God kept you, how dare, I'm going to say it with some bass in my voice, how dare you keep it to yourself? Can you guys hear me? How dare you keep it to yourself? Because your obedience is not just about you. It's about the people attached to your yes. So let me say this very, very, very clearly. Fear will keep you from multiplying what God gave you. But what does the Bible say about fear? God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. The cost of doing nothing is that you stay stuck, you stay frustrated, you stay unfulfilled, not because you were not giving anything, but because you didn't use what God gave you. And I want to speak to the woman who feels overwhelmed. You're not lazy. You're not tired. I mean, you're just tired. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're not lazy. You're just tired. You have been carrying kids. I know all about that. Bills, pressure, grief, responsibility. And you have still been showing up. But I want you to hear me. God is not asking you to do everything. He is asking you to do the next right thing. One step, one move, one act of obedience. Because one step turns into momentum, and momentum turns into multiplication. Tony Evans, he's a pastor. He said, you were created for kingdom impact. We were all created to impact the kingdom. Francis Chan said, our greatest fear, this is one of my favorite quotes, our greatest fear should not be failure, but succeeding at things that do not matter. I'm going to say that again. That's by Francis Chan. And I love his content on YouTube. But it says, our greatest fear should not be failure, but it should be succeeding at things that do not matter. Oh my gosh. Going in the wrong direction. So the real question is, what are you doing with what you have been given? And I want to add this. If you do not steward it, you will start to resent it. If you do not use your gift, you will start to doubt your gift. And when you move, when you begin to move, God meets you in your movement. When you begin to step into your calling, God sends his help. He sends his winds. He begins to move things into alignment. So I want you to write down these questions and I want you to answer these after the video, okay? Number 1, what setbacks has God brought me through? Number 2, what did I learn in that season? Number 3, what could be helped by what I survived? Number 4, what opportunities are in front of me right now? Number 5, what have I been avoiding? And number 6, what is one action I could take in the next 7 days? And I want you to be very, very specific when you're answering these questions. Now, I'm going to say you can change your life if you make a decision. All you have to do is one action, one move, one decision to change your own life. You have to make decisions every day. Life is full of decisions. I always tell people this. You're living in the product of your decisions that you made before. So back then, you were already living the now by making up the storyline of what the now looks like. So the decisions that you make now, they have implications in the future. But another quote from The Purpose-Driven Life that I like to talk about is that this life is like the blink of an eye, but it has eternal implications. Eternal implications, meaning eternal consequences, but not just bad consequences, good and bad consequences. Good and bad consequences, meaning everything that we do here is adding up in heaven. Let's make that right decision. Let's make right choices. Let's send the email. Let's make the call. Let's post the video. Let's write the outline. Let's write that book. Let's ask for help. Let's apply for that job. Let's register for that seminar. Let's show up for ourselves. Let's begin working on our mindset. Let's begin working on our physical body. Let's begin to work on ourselves spiritually. Let's go to those Bible study groups. Let's get involved in our own destiny and our own life. And then I want you to ask yourself this. What would my life look like 1 year from now if I kept hiding? And what would my life look like 1 year from now if I took one step in the right direction every week? Because that's how lives change. Not through a miracle moment, but through consistent obedience. I know about this. I made a decision a while back to make one step to change myself, to change my mindset, to change my heart, to develop myself spiritually, to develop myself mentally, to develop my family life, to develop my friendships and get things out of my life that were not helping me and change. And it didn't happen all in one day. Even though it's like sometimes we're so motivated, we want to do it all at once. But I took the steps and I did the things. And now when I look back, I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful that I was able. And it's only all glory to God that I was even able. Because your purpose is not waiting on more time, more clarity, more confidence. It is waiting on you and your decisions. And I want to speak to the woman who keeps saying, I feel ready when I feel ready. I want to speak to the woman who's saying, when I have more time. I want to speak to the woman who is saying, when the kids get older. Guess what? My kids are 5, 8, and 11 right now. I want to speak to the woman who's saying, when I'm less tired, when I have more energy. Or the woman who says, when I have more money. When I have more money. I want you to hear me. If you keep waiting for a season with no resistance, you will wait forever. So today, I want you to choose movement. I want you to choose obedience. Choose the next step. Whatever that looks like for you. Figure out what it is and do it. And if you're ready to stop sitting on your potential, if you're ready to actually move, then this is your next step. Okay, I want you to figure out what it is that you're looking for. If you're looking to make more income or you're looking for mentorship, I want you to check out my free mini course that I created. It's 100% free. I put information in there to help you understand what high ticket sales is and what a high value skill set can do for your life. And if you've been somebody who's like, you think you have high potential to make good money, but you just don't know how to get there, I would love to come alongside of you and mentor you. Obviously, my mentorship is more than just me teaching you sales, but it's about me teaching you spiritually. It's about me teaching you mentally, physically, and in every way so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. And so it will help you to get clear on your purpose and learn a high income skill so that you can start building the life of impact and income that you always knew you were destined for. So if that's you, I want you to go ahead and email my team. The email will be in the bio, but it's at Juliet, JULIETS at buildingfoundationsinc.com. And that's my assistant. I want you to put in the subject line mini course, and I'll make sure she sends over the free link so that you can get a hold of that mini course and, check it out and see if it's for you. And so I want to leave you with this, okay, as we conclude day number 5 of our 5 days of purpose. God is going to use your story, and God is going to use what you survived. God is going to use what tried to break you. So don't hide it. Don't bury it. Do not shrink it. Multiply it. All right. Remember, we say Godspeed because God is the driving force of every single thing that we do. So Godspeed. Bye for now. See you soon.